But when you're filled with pride, your brain doesn't work. And you get insane enough to think that you can make demands of Almighty God. Let me tell you the problem with that. There are consequences when we act in our insanity. There are always consequences when we do these things. We end up regretting them later. Pharaoh is no different. Here he is in his insanity thinking he can control the situation. He can kick out Moses and Aaron. He can define the terms. And sure enough, in verses 12 through 15, the payback comes. Let's keep on reading. It says, "Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, so that they may come upon the land of Egypt and eat every plant in the land, all that the hell is left. So Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind had brought the locusts. The locusts came up over all the land of Egypt and settled on the whole country of Egypt, such a dense swarm of locusts as had never been before, nor ever will be again. They covered the face of the whole land so that the land was darkened, and they ate all the plants in the land and all the fruit of the trees that the hell had left. Not a green thing remained, neither tree nor plant of the field, through all the land of Egypt." Okay, that right there, that was the end of it all. The land now is officially ruined. So up to this moment, I told you back in chapter 9, verse 32, it said that there was still some wheat and emmer. There was still some food left for them that was just now starting to sprout. They had a little bit of hope that they could have some food and famine wouldn't be in the land. And at this moment now, this plague of locusts, it's interesting, there's still locust plagues and grasshopper plagues that happen today. In fact, I was watching a video of it. It was too gross to show you, but they have videos of what these locust plagues look like. And it is nasty. Just everywhere, locusts, like you can't walk without, like literally squishing them. They're hitting your face, they're bouncing. I mean, it's just crazy. But what's worse is just the land utterly devastated. It looks like a bomb has gone off. There is nothing. There's not a tree standing up. There's not a green thing anywhere. It is hopeless. And it's in this moment that Pharaoh realizes he has screwed up majorly. God has just killed off whatever remaining deity he had been putting his hope in. If he had been hoping that Seth, the god of wind, would protect him, God showed his power when he drove the east wind in to bring the locusts. If he had hoped that Min, the god of crops, or Nebri, the god of grain, would help him, he saw they couldn't do anything. Anubis, the guardian of the field, none of these gods could help out Egypt. God just kills them one by one, showing they've got no power. And here's Pharaoh looking out the window, and his first thought is, what in the world have I done? I want you to know, when you act insanely, when you do something like you go back in the same sin pattern that your brain's not functioning, there will always come a moment when you are done where you will look up and go, what have I done? I cannot believe I did that. I thought that online relationship was just a friendship. I didn't realize it would take me to this place where I was unfaithful. And you look up one day and go, what have I done? You have that all night drinking thing. You go out and you don't even remember everything, and you wake up the next morning and you go, what have I done? You spend all this money you don't have to buy things you need. You get those things and you look up at your bank account, you can't pay for it, and you go, what have I done? Listen, I want you to know, for me, the worst is I lose my temper. I go insane when my kids, I feel disrespected by them. And I'll get stern and I'll raise my voice and get a deep growl, and then I can look and I can see in their eyes that I've hurt them. And every single time it happens, I come out of them and I go, what have I done? I hate it. I want so desperately not to do that. And it's like my brain doesn't work, and I do it again and again. And every single time I end, I go, what have I done? When you act insanely, when your brain's not working, you will have that moment when your insanity is over and you snap out of it, and you will ask the question, what have I done? What's going on to Pharaoh? He sees the consequences of it, and he wakes up going, what have I done? This is now the time for every single one of us where we start to get repentant. This is when we start going, oh God, what have I done? Help me. Pharaoh's no different. I want you to listen as we finish up the passage, how he responds when he finally wakes up to his insanity.